Right. That's
So up these stairs and turn to face the judge.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth under penalty of perjury? As we start, I just need to ask a couple things. Firstly, be loud enough for me to hear you around the plexiglass.
okay.
Also, please try to answer with words that we can type into the record, like yes or no. If you
Okay.
say mm-hmm or nod your head, we can't spell it very well.
Okay.
You can start with stating your first and last name and spell both names for us.
Stephanie Berkeley, Stephanie Berkley.
Thank you. Your questions for witness Berkeley.
Ms. Berkeley, I will just get right into it. First off, you need to take a breath or anything like that at any point, just let me know. You know someone named Shafton Silva?
Yes, I did.
How do you know Mr. Silva?
We've dated over the years.
How many years have you guys dated?
We've dated on and off since we were 14.
For how long?
Since we were 14.
And how old are you now?
Well, we haven't been in contact since last year.
How many years would you guess the two of you were together?
Like consecutively or just like
Just
completely?
in general over the course of your on and off.
Like more than
Like-
10?
Yeah,
A long time.
yeah, like almost 20, almost.
Okay. Did you two ever live together?
Yes.
How long did you live together?
A few months.
Do you have any children together?
No, we don't.
Now, were the two of you together in September of 2024?
Yes,
Were you living together at that time?
yes,
Now we're going to go specifically to September 11th, 2024. Were you at 608 West Willow?
yes,
And were you in apartment F12?
yes.
What is that where you live? Or at that
At
time?
the time, yeah.
And did you live there with Mr. Silva?
Yes.
Now, was there a time when the two of you got into some sort of an argument?
Yes.
Where were you in the apartment when you got into an argument?
In our bedroom.
What were you arguing about? If you remember?
I honestly don't remember what we were arguing about.
Okay, how long were you guys arguing?
Like that whole day.
And did there come a time when you were arguing in the bedroom and you tried to leave the bedroom?
Yes.
And what did Mr. Shafton do when you tried to leave?
He stabbed me.
Now, what did he stab you with?
A knife, I believe.
Did you see the knife?
Yeah.
Do you know of any knives that were in the bedroom at that time?
Yeah, it was a couple of few. I mean, excuse me. Yes, it was a few.
But you don't know which knife he stabbed you with?
No.
Now, where did he stab you?
Like on my side, like by my ribs.
You said by your ribs?
Yeah.
And how many times did he stab you? Were you facing away from him when he stabbed you?
Not really. It was like on like the side of me.
Okay. And to the best of your recollection, what did it feel like when he did stab you?
I felt like somebody punched me in my rib. Like it didn't feel like somebody stabbed me at all.
Did you realize immediately that you had been stabbed, or was it not until later that you realized?
Just about immediately. Well, like a couple about 30, 45 seconds, I guess, or so. And so I felt the blood coming out.
You were bleeding with a little bit of blood, were you bleeding pretty profusely?
It was a lot coming out.
And what happened after stab you?
I called 911 for an ambulance.
Well, immediately after, did you fall down?
I think so.
Do you remember if you hit anything when you fell down?
I don't remember.
Now, you said that you called 911. How long after this happening did you call 911?
Like just after that.
Immediately after?
Yeah.
And did an ambulance come?
Yeah.
And did the ambulance take you to the hospital?
Yeah.
Which hospital did you go to?
Sparrow.
And how long were you at Sparrow Hospital?
About 12 hours or so.
And what sort of treatment did you undergo when you were at Sparrow Hospital?
Then blood work, CAT scans, MRI, and they patched the wound up with something called Durabond. It's like a medical glue. And
And how long were you experiencing pain as a result of this? Did it leave a scar?
yes,
Is the scar still there?
yes,
When you were at Sparrow Hospital, did you speak to the police?
yes. They came multiple times.
So it depends. People propose exhibits 1A and 1B. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Approaching the witness, the people propose exhibits 1A, 1B. Just take a look at each one that you recognize these, okay? You recognize that?
Yes.
Now, this is 1B. You recognize that?
No.
No, you don't recognize that. So just focusing on 1A, what did we see in exhibit 1A?
The stab wound.
And where were you when that photograph was taken?
Sparrow Hospital.
You remember who took that photograph?
I think the police did, but I'm not sure.
And was that picture taken shortly after the stabbing happened?
Yes, because the outfit I had on, they ended up cutting it off.
In that picture, is that a fair and accurate depiction of what the wound looked like? Your Honor, the people move to admit exhibit 1A.
Objection, Your Honor, like foundation.
When I admitted.
Not publishing exhibit 1A.
Where are you?
Actually, share this time. Now, right here where my cursor is that where he stabbed you?
Yes.
Now, since that September 11th date, did you have any contact with Mr. Silva after that date?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you have any? This way. Since that stabbing, has Mr. Silva assaulted you again?
Objection, Your Honor, that's leading.
It's not, it's a yes or no answer. Overruled.
There was another incident afterwards,
Okay.
but it was multiple people involved,
Okay,
and
so we'll just start here. That 608 West Willow apartment 412, were you there on
after,
F12, sorry. Were you there on October 10th of 2024?
yes,
And in case you didn't say this already, is that building in the city of Lansing?
yes,
Is it in Ingham County?
yes,
And also, I apologize, I should have done this sooner, but do you see Mr. Silva in the courtroom right now?
yes.
Could you please tell me where he's sitting and identify something he's wearing? Your Honor, could the record reflect that witnesses identify the defendant?
Any objection, Mr. Sarks?
No objection, Your Honor, thank you.
The record will reflect ID.
Now, when you were at apartment when you were in apartment F12 on October 10th, who all was in the apartment with you?
It was me, Shafton, girl named Lisa, dude named Justin, dude named Jason. And Lisa's two kids, I think.
What was the last
And-
thing you said after Jason?
Lisa's two kids.
Oh, Lisa's kids, gotcha.
And then did there come a time when the defendant began behaving erratically?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about how he was acting that was unusual?
Well, he just wasn't himself, like, he was like hearing voices and he was getting like really upset and I was trying to calm him down. And then like a couple other people were like really not helping the situation. They were like kind of like antagonizing like the issue.
So he was worked up, you indicated he was hearing voices,
Yeah,
and you tried to calm him down, and then other people were kind of antagonizing him?
yeah.
And did you eventually see or hear anything that made you think something physically was wrong?
I actually I heard verbal altercation between him and I think it was Justin.
Him as in Shafton?
Yes. However, I was in the bathroom and I came out the bathroom because I heard my front door open and I'm like, okay, who's out yelling with my door? And then I went out there and Lisa's out in the hallway. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. Justin is out in the hallway. Lisa was by the door. Shafton was like in the apartment. And Shafton and Lisa were like all in an uproar and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And next thing I know, I got punched. I don't know who it was, to be honest, because I was in the middle of like everything at the time.
Did you see the defendant swing at anybody else? Now you indicated that you got punched. Was this open hand or closed fist?
I don't know. I just felt something in my head right here. I do know I was facing Lisa and Justin. Schachenhauer was behind me though.
Okay.
So, and in the midst of everything, I don't know what happened.
And then did you or someone else wind up talking to the police about what happened?
Lisa called the police, and when they showed up, I obviously spoke to them. It was my turn.
Do you remember talking to Officer Carter Harold,
I don't know who it was.
but you remember speaking to a police officer?
Yes, vaguely.
You remember telling the police officer that, you remember telling the police officer that Shafton hit you in the head?
No. I remember saying somebody did. I don't remember saying that it was him because I didn't know who it was.
If you were to take a look at Officer Hill's report, would that refresh your memory of whether you said that Shafton hit you?
I think
Possibly, I
it's
don't know.
unclear on the record whether she's denying saying it or whether she's saying she doesn't remember.
Okay. So let me just clarify, is it your testimony say that you did not say it or that you don't remember if you said it?
I don't think that's what I said. No, I don't recall saying that.
Did you have any sort of ongoing pain or any sort of injuries after that? Don't have any additional questions for the witness.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Berkeley, I just have a few follow-up questions for you, okay?
Okay.
You testified earlier that on October 10th or October 11th, that you mentioned that Mr. Silva appeared to be hearing voices, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, could you elaborate and then could you explain what that means to you?
He was like, he would be talking as if he was talking to somebody, but it wasn't talking to anybody that was physically around. It would be like he was having a conversation with somebody else, but nobody else was there.
Okay, and you've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know his history of mental health very well, correct?
Yes.
So to the best of your knowledge, personal knowledge only,
Yeah.
what does Mr. Silva suffer from?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia?
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay. And just based on your own personal knowledge, was Mr. Silva medicated? Had he been following up with his medications around that period of time?
No.
And how about back on September, around September 11th, 2024?
I'm gonna check. We don't really have enough foundation to establish her personal knowledge of whether he's taking his medication.
Not a problem, Your Honor. I can ask some follow-up questions.
Please do.
Thank you. So going back to around September 10th or September 11th,
Are you
2000.
asking if he was on medication back then?
Yeah,
No, he wasn't.
he was not.
No.
And back around September 10th or September 11th, what was his mental health at that time?
It was not good at all.
Not good at all. What does that mean?
Like he was hearing the voices really bad. He would get to where like I feel like he would have conversations, but it wouldn't be with the person that was physically there.
You mentioned that for the
He-
October date. Are you saying that was also true in September, the date he
Yeah.
stabbed you? So the
Yes.
whole time?
Yeah,
Okay, and was he showing signs possibly of paranoia too?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, describe to us what symptoms he was showing in terms of paranoia.
You would like think like everybody like was trying to get him. Like people were like trying to harm him. People were trying to harm him. Or like just try to get to him. And I reassure him that hey, it's just me, nobody else is here, everything's okay. But that like he, well, in my opinion, he was so far in paranoia that it wasn't clicking. Like,
So, in your opinion, in terms of his state of mind, do you think he did it intentionally?
I do not.
Objection, that's calling for speculation.
Yeah, Mr. Sartz, that's not a proper question for this witness. That answer is stricken from the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, back on September 10th or September 11th, what did you observe about Mr. Silva's demeanor, about his mannerisms, and what was going on with what you could observe in terms of him personally?
I think you already asked that
he was
question.
sitting there like talking, like he was talking.
Hold on. You asked that question. She already said he was having conversations with people who weren't there and that he was acting paranoid, as she described, felt like people were out to get him. Mr. Sartz, you're asking the same question again. If there's something else you would like her to describe, ask that question.
I'll move on, Your Honor. Thank you. And you have been working with him in terms of these symptoms even before September 10th, correct? And he had been displaying those types of behaviors for approximately how much longer?
About 2 months.
Good.
It
And
just progressively got worse.
progressively got worse. Okay. And had you observed him when he was on his medication?
Yes,
Okay. And when he was medicated, he would not act out in that way, correct?
correct.
Okay.
He was very like high functioning member of society, he was a good person and on his medication, absolutely.
Okay. So you could see a clear deterioration from when he was on his medication versus when he was off his medication.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And he was very clearly off his medication around
Very.
September 10th, September 11th, and okay. And he had stopped taking his medication a few months prior, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know why he stopped taking his medications?
I do not know.
Okay. He was indigent at the time, right? He was struggling to get access to care.
Yes, he was, yeah.
Yeah, he was struggling to get access to care through CMH at that.
Yes, it was,
September.
and I was helping him as well, trying to get into contact with somebody with CMH so that he could get medication and counseling and things that he needed for his mental health.
Okay, thank you for that. And he had the same struggles with them in October.
Objection,
correct?
Yes.
we're going so far outside the scope of what this witness can testify to regarding his mental health and his treatment.
Your objection was late, and Mr. Sartz, you're characterizing some of these things in a way that I don't think is proper for you to ask the question. You can ask her if she was assisting him by calling community mental health or taking him there, but some of the other questions you're asking are not appropriate and will not be considered by the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sure. Did you assist him in any way, shape, or form in terms of his mental health?
Yes.
Okay, what did you do?
I would call, reach out to CMH, and I got number to somebody he worked with before from CMH, from his mom, and his tried to get him a primary care doctor as well.
Okay. And did Mr. Silva participate with you when you were making these efforts?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down, Mr. Berkeley. Mr. Marchman, any additional witnesses?
Yes, we're going to call Zach Vanderwerf.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have a seat. Please keep your voice up so I can hear you around the plexiglass and answer with words that we can actually type like yes or no. Start with stating your first and last name and last name and spell them both, please.
Yeah, my first name is Zachariah. That's Zachariah. Last name is Vanderwerf. That's Vander, capital WERF.
Thank you. Your questions for witness Vanderwerf.
Yes, first, I would like to briefly make a record of something. I just spoke with one of our victim advocates who was here during the first witness's testimony. She indicated that she saw the defendant mouthing words to the victim or the witness and saw her looking at him and kind of acknowledging that he was mouthing words to her. And I would like to let the court know that after Zachariah Vanderwerf testifies, I do plan to call her as a witness to testify about what she observed during the sort of recanty testimony.
We started late and I need to leave, so let's finish this witness and we'll see where we end up.
Okay. Officer Vanderwerf, how are you employed?
I'm employed with the city of Lansing with the police department.
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
It's coming in February. It'll be 9 years.
And what is your role with Lansing Police Department?
I'm a road patrol officer, so we respond to 911 calls.
And were you working on September 11th of 2024?
I was.
And did you respond to a call that took you to Sparrow Hospital?
Yes.
What was the nature of this call?
So the nature of the call was reported as a stabbing.
And when you were there, did you make contact with someone named Stephanie Berkeley?
Yes.
And did you wind up taking a statement from Stephanie Berkeley?
I did.
And when you took the statement, were you wearing a police uniform?
I was.
And did you identify yourself as a police officer?
No, I don't believe I identified myself as a police officer, but I was wearing the uniform.
It was clear you were a police officer.
Yes.
And did she describe having some sort of relationship with Shatton Silva?
Yes.
What did she say her relationship to Shatton Silva was?
She said that she and Silva had been dating.
And Did she indicate whether she was in the hospital as a result of something that Mr. Silva did?
Yes,
And did she describe this as being some sort of assault?
yes.
And did she tell you how much time had elapsed between?
Your Honor, we're getting into hearsay, and I'm just going to state my objections because it's apparent that the prosecutor wants to bring this in under 76827C. I would note, Your Honor, lack of foundation. The complaining witness has already testified, so the testimony is largely duplicative at this point. We've already heard directly from the complaining witness in terms of her testimony regarding the events on that date. So at this point, Your Honor, it would be arguably improper impeachment or perhaps an attempt to bolster or the complaining witness's testimony in some way. I just don't see the point in this officer potentially testifying to a statement after the complaining witness has already testified pursuant to 76827C. Thank you.
Marchmina is attempting to lay the foundation, and so any hearsay would be conditionally admitted on the foundation being laid. The statute does not say that just because the witness did testify that we can't accept the testimony, but I would agree that it could be duplicative. Mr. Marchmina, I did not believe that you were going to call this witness to reiterate everything that Ms. Berkeley said, but only because maybe you were trying to get in that exhibit that didn't come in.
Yes, and certain statements she did not remember.
If they don't add to the elements, you're just wasting time.
Did she indicate how much time had elapsed between the assault and you taking, you speaking with her? I don't recall. Did she indicate whether it was earlier that day, whether it had been a week?
I don't recall that either.
Okay, we'll move past that. Did you observe any sort of injuries
Yes,
on Ms. Silva?
yes, I did.
Could you please describe what you observed?
So what I observed to be what looked like a stab wound to the middle left part of her back. And then I also observed what looked like an abrasion to the right side of her forehead.
Showing defense stable people's proposed 1B again. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Exhibit 1B. Do you recognize 1B?
Yes,
What is that? What is 1B?
that's a photograph of the abrasion to her right forehead that I took.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the abrasion on her right forehead?
Yes,
Your Honor, people move to admit proposed exhibit 1B.
No objection, Your Honor.
1B is admitted.
Now publishing 1B. And is this the abrasion on her forehead that you were describing?
yes.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
None, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you may step down, Mr. Vandenberg.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Marchmina, what is the purpose of calling the victim advocate as a witness during the prelim?
I have well, because we are going to need to request a continuance to have 27C testimony regarding the second file because she obviously recanted. And I have a suspicion that there's going to be arguments regarding the admissibility and credibility of the 27C testimony. And I do believe that an advocate saying that he was trying to communicate her while she was testifying would certainly reduce the credibility of her recant and increase the credibility of her initial statement.
In light of the fact that we have to return another day for you to get an additional witness, can we do that at that time?
Yes, we
So you have a motion to adjourn primarily regarding 3098.
Yes, we are prepared for bind over on 2734, but it obviously
ran
makes no
them.
sense to bind over on one and then
Well, just because we chose to run the exams simultaneously, I don't think I can split them now at this point.
Yeah, and there's no point splitting them, so.
All right, Mr. Sarts, do you want to respond to the motion to adjourn?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Silva, to preserve the issue, would object to any request for an adjournment. Mr. Silva at this point would request that the other count be dismissed, obviously based on the lack of testimony from the complaining witness. The prosecutor wants to claim it's a recantation. The bottom line is she made it very clear she couldn't remember what allegedly happened and what the source was of her injury. So I would classify that as a recantation respectfully. It's just a disagreement in terms of the proofs. But the bottom line is they don't have any supporting evidence right now directly from the complaining witness that would support bind over on that charge, at least based on her testimony today. So respectfully, Your Honor, to preserve the issue, I just request that matter be dismissed. Mr. Silva would like me to respond on both files, if Your Honor would be permit me to do so. Thank you.
As to the issue of presenting a witness or presenting an additional witness after the complainant has recanted, 768.27C allows that hearsay testimony to come in as substantive, so not merely as impeachment. And since it's allowed to come in as substantive, I do believe the prosecutor can call an additional witness to present that evidence. So the motion to adjourn is granted one time only. The files are getting old, although a lot of them being old is his time spent at the forensic center. We're going to get a new date right now. You said January 2nd? January 2nd, 10 a.m. Mr. Sarts on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Silva would respectfully request a full cash assurity or personal recognizance bond at this time on both of these files. These cases are quite old at this point, and that is attributable, of course, to Mr. Silva's journey in terms of the mental health side of things. He was found incompetent to stand trial. He did spend time at the psych hospital down in Kalamazoo. But at this point, Your Honor, he would request an opportunity to be released. He would have a safe place to potentially stay. He's been receiving very good medical care for his mental health as well. He's of a clear mind now. He has a very good understanding as to where he's at, what's going on, and he is back in connection with important people for his mental health care. So if he was released, Your Honor, he could follow up with CMH. He'd like the opportunity to potentially work again. When he is on his medications, Your Honor, he can be a very productive, very good person. And it's just and he has access to his care again. So respectfully, I would just ask for a reduction to a personal recognizance or low cash assurity bond at this time. Thank you.
Mr. Martin, do you wish to respond?
Yes, I have two people in the back who could come out and say that they saw him violating the no contact order right in court. So, and then lo and behold, the witness recanted. So I would obviously suggest that he can't be trusted not to try to impact the testimony. Obviously, the second offense was alleged to have occurred while on bond for the first offense. And he's competent now, but Mr. Sarge, with the listening testimony, he clearly was attempting to establish these happened because he was not on his medications. And I don't know how we can trust that he will be on his medications when not in custody. So for all those reasons, I would post
Thank you. The testimony the court has heard so far has been about a very serious assault that involved a stabbing. I don't know if the prosecution intends to move to amend the charge to a more serious charge, but there's that. There's also a habitual offender notice. There's a third offense domestic violence notice, which indicates Mr. Silva has been assaulted in the past and also has had other criminal offenses. Lastly, there's a pending bond violation for being arrested and not just for assaulting Ms. Berkeley, which I understand. She says she doesn't remember. She doesn't say he didn't do it. She says she did not remember him doing it. To go with the fact that he shouldn't have even been in her presence on that day. The motion to reduce bond are denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we'll be back together January 2nd on these files. Star take Mr. Silva back downstairs.